What's going on, my fellow Jedi and Padawans? Welcome back to another Jedi gaming video. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel, and if you guys are new, welcome. Today we are continuing our banger builds of the summer with some solid 3.0 solar warlock right here, utilizing the exotic chess piece, the Mantle of Battle Harmony. Now this thing allows us to spam supers, and with the way I have it built out, we're able to replenish our abilities also super fast, all utilizing the Callus mini tool, as well as something that we haven't seen in a hot minute here, this Xenophage exotic machine gun in our heavy slot. That fire rate is back to normal, and let me tell you, it's an ASMR for me. Love the sound of the Xenophage, and as you can see in the background gameplay right here, this build is clearing out this lost sector super fast, and we're actually able to pop 2 supers inside of this lost sector inside of 3.5-4 minutes, so it's super fast regeneration for this build right here. So to start out for our super, it depends on what you're going through. If you're going for survivability, definitely throw on Well of Radiance. If you're just going for that ad clear and kind of super fun with it, with this ability, especially with one of our fragments, we cause explosions with supers, so I'm using it for that ad clear and daybreak projectiles, and like I said, we're getting it back super fast. For our abilities, we have Empowering Rift, because on our class item we have Classy Restoration, which gives us more than enough health back because of how it works, and when it procs it gives us that regeneration, so we're using Empowering Rift to deal more damage with our weapons. I always go Balance Glide. Now Incinerary Snap, this thing is just too much fun this season, and I love that sound effect of the snap. So definitely throwing this boy out there. And then we're going Firebolt Grenade, because of our aspect that we have on, allows this to have some better tracking for enemies and have a higher number of enemies that it can actually attack. Now for aspects, we're going Icarus Dash, so we can dodge while we are airborne. Now this just helps so we can have some more fragment spots, and we don't really use Heat Rising too much inside of PvE. Plus this is super nice to get away from some of those enemies and reload really quick, especially since that Xenophage is definitely a little slow on the reload side. For our other aspect here, we have Touch of Flame. So this is the aspect that helps with our Firebolt Grenade. Like I said, increases target search, radius, and maximum number of targets that it actually attaches to and hits. For our fragments over here, first off, we're going with Ember of Beams. So that's what I was talking about, where your solar super projectiles have stronger target acquisition. That's why, once again, I'm using Dawnblade instead of Well of Radiance, but this is definitely a good fragment to have on for Dawnblade. Combustion right here for our solar super. Again, this is causing those ignitions, so it helps with that ad management when we get a defeat with this, and we're popping it very consistently. Right here we have Ember of Wonder, so rapidly defeating multiple targets with your solar ignitions generate orbs of power, and with the Callus mini tool, as well as that explosions that we're gonna get from our snap and our firebolt grenade and our super defeats, we're able to generate a lot of orbs of power, which once again gives us our super energy back. So we're just kind of perpetually getting our super back, especially with that exotic chess piece on as well. Finally, for our fragments, we have Ember of Torches, so when we do have that powered melee against combatants, we do make ourselves and our nearby allies radiant, which gives us that little extra damage to those foes. And like I said, the way I have it built out with some solar elemental wells and defeats with Callus mini tool, we're going to be replenishing our abilities very quickly as well. So for the weapons that we have here, I went the Burden of Guilt Fusion Rifle. Just got this boy to drop with Steady Hand Vorpal for that little extra damage on those bosses. This right here is essential, a Callus mini tool with Incandescent. The second perk doesn't matter as much. I like Unrelenting so I can get a little health back as well. But that Incandescent with those solar defeats as well as those solar explosions are going to help us create a lot of those orbs of power, which in turn give us back our super. And then finally, we're following it up with that exotic Xenophage. Like I said, this sound is back with that nice high fire rate of this. And it also is a solar weapon, so it pairs super well with our exotic chest piece, as well as the mods that we have on our armor. Starting off here on the helmet, we're going to have machine gun ammo finder for our Xenophage. Then we're actually going to have harmonic siphon on, so those rapid weapon final blows with a damage type matching our subclass create orbs of power, which again, mini tool and Xenophage, both solar, so they're both going to help us create even more orbs of power than we already have, allowing us to once again, another facet of getting our super back even faster. And then elemental armament, super important for my way of building this out as well. So every time combatant weapon final blows with a damage type matching your subclass have an escalating chance to spawn elemental wells. So because every single defeat with Callus mini tool as well as Xenophage has a chance of dropping those elemental wells. Next off on our arms right here, we're going to have 2 sets of bolstering detonation. So this grants us class abilities. So our rift when we cause damage with grenades and with those fire bolts, they have a super fast base cooldown rate. And with the way, the ones I said, with this build, we're creating a lot of solar elemental wells, helping us get back our abilities faster. So this will help in turn just kind of pair together well with popping, throwing our grenade, getting our class ability back, throwing that down, collecting all those orbs of power as well as those elemental wells, getting each one back. Super nice. As well as Phantom Might here, we have picking up those elemental wells that match our subclass. Energy grant you temporary significant increase to your intellect, so this means that you are increasing the recharge rate of your super. So every time we pick up those solar elemental wells, we're going to be able to increase our intellect basically and get our super back even faster. Once again, another facet of super spam for our Warlock here. Now, the glue for this build is our Mantle of Battle Harmony exotic chest piece. So as you can see, that Absorption Shell armor perk, takedowns with weapons that have a damage type matching our subclass element grant us super energy. So that is our Callus mini tool and our Xenophage. Well, your super energy is full. Instead, you gain a temporary bonus damage to that weapon type that matches your subclass element. So when our super is full, if we don't pop it right away, we're going to get extra damage for both our Xenophage as well as our Callus mini tool, and we have our empowering rift, so it's a nice little stack of some extra damage, absolutely annihilating some enemies. Now for our mods that we have on this, we're just going to have machine gun reserve so we can have more ammo inside of that Xenophage, some concussive dampener so we can stay alive a little bit better, as well as another elemental armaments, because later on I do have bountiful wells where we are able to stack multiple copies of this elemental armaments. So when you can see in the gameplay that we're getting defeat sometimes, we're getting about 4 or 5 of those solar elemental wells to drop, which in turn gives us our energy for our abilities, which is super nice intrinsically, as you can see at the bottom right there. And then we're also getting that increase with Font of Wisdom to get our super back, and then every single elemental kill that we get with solar wearing this chest piece while we have solar subclass on is giving us super energy as well. On our boots right here, pretty self-explanatory. We have our fusion scavenger for our Burden of Guilt kinetic fusion rifle, as well as another elemental armaments that is going to stack with the other ones that we have on, all because of what we have on our class item in Bountiful Wells, which allows us to stack all of those elemental armament mods. And once again, like I said, classy restoration, because we're running that empowering rift. This classy restoration right here is going to give us our health back via that restoration health regen for Solar 3.0. So this build, as you could see, is absolutely gnarly. We blow through, like I said, this lost sector in about 3.5 minutes. We get our super twice in that time. So it is a crazy way to get solar supers. And if you're going for that survivability, definitely throw on well. And this build will help you get wells all the time, so you would never have to die inside of a strike, gambit, anything like that. Super fun build. You can also throw on Galahorn or something in your heavy slot if you want. I just really enjoyed the Xenophage, and it's a lot of fun to use. Plus it does a good amount of damage since they changed it back with that fire rate aspect, making it a little quicker again than slowing it down like they did before. So all y'all Warlocks out there, definitely give this build a shot. It is a slapping. Definitely grind your yourself out some Callus mini tool red borders and craft yourself one of those with incandescent. It is absolutely broken for that synergy with Solar 3.0 in something especially like this build where we're getting super back and able to spam a Dawnblade every minute and a half, 2 minutes. So thank you guys so much for watching. Truly appreciate the support lately. Again, means the world to me. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.